Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a does it work video on a silicone sponge, and I do want to make it clear right now that this is not a Molly Cosmetics one. Molly Cosmetics ones have an extremely long back order time. Like I think when I bought this one it was like a 2-week or 3-week back order plus shipping time, so it probably would have been 5 weeks, and then by then people don't care anymore. So I gave up, and then I was on AliExpress looking for something different like washi tape or something else relating to planners, I'm sure, and I saw that they had silicone sponges. So I bought a 4-pack, and I think it was about $6 US. I will put the confirmed price down here. The shipping took a week and a half. If you want to know what seller I got it from, I will leave it linked off down below. So this is what it looks like. I mean, you guys have all seen the Molly Cosmetics one, but I feel like this might be squishier than the Molly one. I don't know. The other thing that kind of concerns me is that it smells really strongly, and I've washed it like 4 times and it still smells. It smells like really floral, kind of like, I don't know, like detergent. But if there were any chemicals or detergents on here, I've washed it literally like 5 times and they won't be on there anymore, but it does still smell. So instead of you guys all going and ruining your skin and wasting your money, I thought I would test this out for you guys and do a video. I don't know if anybody else on YouTube has tested these, like AliExpress ones. I didn't even look it up, but I thought I'd do it for you guys because I love you and I was curious. So to test this out today, I'm going to be doing half and half. I'm going to be doing 1/2 SiliSponge and 1/2 Beauty Blender. Now, I'm not the hugest fan of beauty blenders, but I feel like they're the most similar comparison because they're both like a beauty tool, whereas a brush is a bit different. Like they're both kind of like dabbing methods, whereas I don't really dab with the brush, if that makes sense. And I just thought that that would be fair because I've used this foundation heaps of times with a sponge but never with a brush, so I don't know, I thought that that would be fair because this is my favourite foundation right now and I wanted to try it out with the SiliSponge. By the way, if you haven't seen me talk about this foundation, I have done a review. It's the Maybelline Dream Cushion. I will leave it linked off down below if you want to check it out. I'm actually going to start with the Beauty Blender because we've all seen a Beauty Blender and I just kind of want to get it on. I'm going to be loosely timing how long it takes to do each side of my face. I guess we'll just get started. I haven't got a primer on because I thought that that would be like a fair test. I've been applying this cushion with beauty blenders the past few days, and I really like the finish, so I thought that it would be fair to test this particular foundation with a beauty blender. So it took me about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes to do this half of my face with the beauty blender, and I've done 2 layers of foundation. Pretty standard. I like the way that it looks. By the way, I'm really hoping that this isn't a total flop because I'm about to go out for dinner with my friends, so I hope I don't look like a freak, but I really like the way that this applies it. It's how I usually apply this foundation, so I'm hoping that the SiliSponge will kind of compare. Moving on to using the SiliSponge, the first thing that I'm thinking is, do I use like the raised side or the flat side? To me, the flat side kind of makes more sense, so I'm just going to press it into the product. There it is. It's just kind of, I don't know why, well I know why it's there, it's to stop the silicone from coming out, but that little like weird lippy thing kind of really grosses me out. Anyway, from my research I'm pretty sure that you're supposed to dab this, so didn't go very far. Okay, we'll try that again. Hopefully you guys can see. I feel like this is doing absolutely nothing. The hard thing about reviewing this and not having tried the Molly Cosmetics one is that I don't know if I just don't like the concept or if I just don't like the knockoff one, if that makes sense. The first thing that I've noticed that I really don't like is the way that it's applied around my nose, because obviously this doesn't have like a point and it's like, it's movable but not that movable. It's kind of gone on funny around my nose, which I've heard that is a common complaint in these videos. I have watched a few because obviously I wanted to try it myself, so I looked up reviews first. This just feels so unnecessary. Like in all the YouTube videos that I've seen, people obviously speed it up, so I don't really realise how long it takes, but no, I was like, I'm sure you're just being overdramatic, but man, I feel like I've been working at this for ages. I will write down below how long I've been doing it at this point. I feel like it's probably like 4 minutes or something that I've just been going just to do 1/2 of my face. Molly Cosmetics did say that like the more that you use the SiliSponge, the better it sort of looks, your makeup looks, because you get the hang of it. So I don't know if like I might come back and let you know how this goes in the future or what, but right now, I mean, it's starting to look okay now, but it looks really streaky at first. So my initial thoughts before I've even really looked at my face up close is that this took about 1.5 minutes, and I'm guessing this took around 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes to do. I will put the confirmed times here so that you guys know, but long story short, this is so much faster. But looking up close, I actually don't think that the SiliSponge did that bad of a job. I mean, I hear lots of people giving it, you know, a hard rap and saying that it looks bad, but to me it looks just as good as my Beauty Blended side. Unpopular opinion, I know, but I do think that it looks a little bit more glowy on this side. I don't know if you guys can tell. It might be because this has sat on my face for a while, but I don't know, I'm not unhappy with this. It's very weird hitting your face with this. I kind of would liken it to like hitting yourself with a wet fish. It's kind of what I feel like. I'm like smacking myself with a fish or something. Also, one thing I do want to note is that I definitely used less product with this side of the face as opposed to this side of the face to get the same amount of coverage. I only really did 1 coat on the SiliSponge side, whereas this side I had to do 2 coats to get this amount of coverage. I know in lots of these reviews people will put way too much foundation on with their sponge, but I think with using the cushion I didn't actually use much at all, so just something to note. For concealer today I'm going to be using the Radiant Creamy Concealer from NARS. I just about said NYX. This is in the shade Vanilla. I'm actually just going to put on like a tiny bit on this side, and I'm going to put a regular amount on this side because I know how far my foundation went, so I don't want to go too far with the SiliSponge side. I don't want to like over conceal because like I said, I'm going out after this. Starting with the Beauty Blender side, we all know how Beauty Blenders apply. I love using a Beauty Blender for concealer. I've actually just recently gone back to using Beauty Blenders because that took me like 10 seconds and it looks perfect. It's super easy. Doesn't look cakey, doesn't like sink into my lines. Sorry, got itchy nose. Whew. Now for this side with the SiliSponge, I think I'm going to use like the raised side, and I'm going to use the raised corner to try. Seen a lot of people kind of like pinch it, so I might do that. Just try. See, like it looks like so much. I used barely any compared to the other side of my face. It's crazy. Can you see? Oh my gosh. It's not impossible to like get into the crevices. I don't know if like this is a different shape to normal ones, but I'm sure people complain about this way more. As I was blending it out, once I'd sort of got it sort of spread, I saw some little marks appearing in it. Like little, you know, bounce marks, I guess you'd explain that as. Which I did not appreciate, but whatever. Alright, so the SiliSponge side took me about a minute or so. Beauty Blender side took me 10 seconds. So for speed, Beauty Blender definitely wins. Looking at the texture, I do prefer the Beauty Blender side. I can see just some pores around here where I've hit my face with the SiliSponge. Coverage to me looks pretty much identical, although I can see a crease in my concealer on this side because I think I applied too much. But I definitely do prefer this side. So my final little test, I guess you can say, is the cleaning part. So my SiliSponge looks like this now. It's kind of just like cloudy, and you can see like fingerprint marks and stuff. So I'm just going to go and clean it under warm water with some soap and see how it washes out, because I know the original SiliSponge is fine, but I just don't know about this one. It smells funny. So this cleaned up so easily, literally like 5 seconds. I just washed it in my hands like I was using bar soap and it came completely clean. There's nothing left like in the little weird frills. It just looks good as new. So my final thoughts on the AliExpress SiliSponge is that it's kind of worth the money. This is an absolute fraction of the price of a Beauty Blender. I'm not poo-pooing Beauty Blender at all in this. I like Beauty Blenders are great and everybody loves them. But this is a fraction of the price. It's so much easier to clean. I got very similar results. The only thing is that this won't take away cakiness like a Beauty Blender will, because obviously it's just spreading the product, doesn't suck anything up. So maybe if you do have a Beauty Blender, you might just want to use this afterwards. Do I think that this could replace a Beauty Blender? For me, it could, because I'm not a huge beauty blender advocate. I feel like my foundation looked perfect before I went over it with a beauty blender. I only did it on the under eye because I had some pores here, but usually I would use a brush or my fingers to do under eye concealer. I probably wouldn't use this for under eye concealer because it just kind of went patchy and funky, but for foundation I think this is definitely worth trying. I've also like stress tested this. I just like squeezed it as hard as I could. I stood on it before. I've been twisting it, poking it with fingernails. Like, it's not budging, there's no blemishes on it. Have any of you guys tried a silicone sponge? Please let me know. I'm really interested to see if any of you guys have tried it. I mean, like the Molly one, or just another off-brand one, or if you've been brave like me and tried one from AliExpress, do let me know. I want to know what you guys thought. If you found this video helpful or entertaining or something, please give it a thumbs up because it lets more people find my videos. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!